If you're thinking about a date night dessert for you, just for you and your boo, this is the recipe for you. Chocolate cupcakes just made for 2 people, shareable, easy recipe, no scraps to throw away, nothing to store. Come along for the ride, it's super easy and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Okay, we're gonna start by sifting our dry ingredients together. Here I have my sugar, and just right there in the corner you can see I've added my baking powder. I didn't want to put it in another container. It's just a waste of a container really. We're going to sift that together with our flour as well. This is all-purpose flour. You can use cake flour or even pastry flour if you would like. I'm going to sift that together. And this is, if you look really closely, that dark brown is espresso powder. The rest of it is cocoa powder. I'll put all the measurements in the description for you to make it nice and easy. And we're just going to sift all of that together. Those little lumps that are left down in there, I'll sometimes take a spoon. I'll just take a spoon and mash them down through there, just like that. And they're going through because you don't want any clumps in there. As we mentioned, talked about in previous videos, those little clumps, they can come back to haunt you. You bite down on what you think is a beautiful, lovely cupcake and you got a little cocoa powder bomb in there. It's not fun at all. Next we're going to add our vegetable oil, and I'm going to also add 1 egg white. Now, I'm not a professional chef, but I'm going to show you just how I get my egg whites together. So by the way, this is room temperature as well. I just take my egg, let me switch that out of the way there. Just take my egg, crack it in half like that. Make sure that yolk stays in there. Make sure it stays nice and whole. Just back and forth. Back and forth. And you get all the egg white out just like that. Boom. Nice and easy. So I'm going to add this egg white to my mixture, the rest of my mixture. And a little bit of vanilla. I know this is one of my favorite brands that I've been using lately. That ought to do it. It's probably too much, but I love vanilla, so it's all good. And we're gonna add in just a little bit of milk. And don't be shy, as we talked about before. Don't be shy about using some spoiled milk. It's gonna enhance the flavor, if anything, believe it or not. All right. We're just gonna mix this until it comes together. And that's one thing I like about using a glass bowl. You can see that everything has been incorporated. Nothing is left unmixed. And just that quick, we're good to go. So here's something I like to do when I'm making cupcakes. You don't have to. It's totally optional. Y'all know, if y'all haven't seen enough of my videos, I love my Oreos. Take my pan, and there's no need to grease the pan or oil the pan. No need to grease or oil the pan because we're going to use these parchment paper cupcake liners. So just dab it in there. Take 1 Oreo, press it down in there. Another Oreo, press it down in there. And we're just going to spoon it right on top of that. Don't worry if you make a little mess, it's okay. It'll all come out. might even have enough batter for one more cupcake. Let's see. Let's see what we can make. Got the Oreo in there. Let me put it over here where y'all can see it. Another Oreo in there. Yeah, I think we can. Look at that. We ended up having 3 cupcakes. You have it. We actually have us 3 nice, lovely cupcakes. Alright. We're going to pop these in the oven for a few minutes. And I'll be back when they're done. So now we're going to make a simple whipped cream to go on top. But it's going to be a stable whipped cream. One that's can be piped and will hold its form. And so that's why we're starting with some cream cheese. We're just going to use about a quarter of a block of cream cheese. And normally, you know, you want all your ingredients to be room temperature, but actually you want this cold, fresh out of the fridge. That should be about enough cream cheese right there. So we'll start with that. We're going to drop it in our bowl. And actually, I forgot. I had a bowl and beaters sitting in the freezer just for this. You can see how cold those beaters are. They've completely frosted over, which is what you want. The same with the bowl. So we can have a cold surface. And I chose a metal bowl because metal conducts cold better. And we're going to add a little bit of cream, heavy cream. For this recipe, you would use heavy cream or heavy whipping cream along with some vanilla, as you can see here. And the reason why the heavy cream versus just regular cream is because of the higher fat content in it. And that fat content allows it to be more stable. And of course, we're going to add some powdered sugar. The powdered sugar is pretty much to taste. I mean, however much you want to add to it. And we're going to whip that. It shouldn't take any more than like 5 minutes for you to whip this for it to come together. You don't want to overbeat it or start to curdle and more resemble butter than anything. But you want it just stiff enough so that you can pipe it and put it on top of your cupcakes. Or if you choose to use it for something else. So now I'm pouring it into my piping bag, which I've stretched over a cup. I've already put my tip on it. I used a star tip, like the same star tip I used in my last video, the chocolate cheesecake. I made a strawberry whipped cream for that one. It was so delicious. So I'm just going to pull that out, and we're going to pipe it over our cupcakes, which they have cooled. You don't want to do this over warm cupcakes, obviously, because it would just melt off and you just have cream all over again, basically. And you can choose to flavor this however you want to. You can add some espresso powder to give it a coffee flavor. You could add some rose water to give it a more floral flavor. You could add some lemon zest, lime zest, whatever. It's really up to you. But I just chose a simple plain flavor. You could even add a little bourbon if you want to. That's a nice touch. But I just chose to make a vanilla whipped cream. And now that we've got that all topped, it slightly, to me, resembles a rose. But I'm not going to leave it like that. I'm going to add a little bit of chocolate chips on top. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make cupcakes for 2. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you get to share this with your loved ones, or maybe just want a late night snack for yourself. Either way, whatever you do, please enjoy your life and continue baking. Keep baking, y'all.